recorded live at 4ZZZ Studios, Meanjin, Brisbane.
On 102.1 FM.
And broadcast across Australia on the Community Radio Network.
You're listening to Zed Games.
Zed Games brings you the best in gaming news, reviews, community and culture. Want to reach out?
Share your hot take?
Or do you just want to share your favourite game?
Find us on socials at Zed Games AU.
Hello, you're listening to Zed Games. My name is Zara, and with me in the studio this episode is...
Maylee.
And...
Juno.
And...
Daniel.
Perfect. What? That was perfect. Also, who are you two? What are
How
you two
did you
doing
get
in my
in here?
studio?
We've been here the whole time.
The whole time?
Yeah, we live in the walls.
Sarah, did you let them in?
I didn't. I thought you did.
I didn't let them in.
Oh my god.
Just let it happen.
It's fine. Actually, you two didn't break in here. That's just a funny bit for our listeners. Juno and Daniel here are here to talk about their upcoming board game, Isle of Feathers. But before all of that, how are we all doing tonight?
Doing wonderful.
Yeah?
Doing well.
Yeah?
Doing well.
Splendidly.
This is your first time on radio, right?
Yes.
How are you both feeling?
This is so cool. This is so cool.
Honestly, yeah, unbelievable. So cool.
Yeah, you got the headphones on. You've got like the microphones in your face. There's this panel in front of you with a whole lot of buttons that are lit up. It's kind of legit.
It is. This feels so legit.
I'm going to have to avoid the temptation to gesticulate wildly. So apologies if I dip.
You can. You need to get much closer to the microphone, Daniel. You can gesture wildly, and I will tell the listeners that you are gesturing wildly, so don't worry, they won't miss out.
Excellent.
But otherwise, you know what, we kind of got a lot to go get into tonight. So why don't we just hop into the week in gaming news? Oh, that was the wrong one.
That was the outro.
Yeah, that was. That's
We're
all
done.
right.
That was all the news.
I can do it again. This week in gaming news, Daniel, do you want to kick off things?
All right, there's some developments in EVO. Kidio Gaming has announced that it is taking full ownership of RTS, which is the co-owner of EVO, with the backing of the Saudi Arabian Investment Fund. This won't be Saudi Arabia's first move in the world of esports after obtaining a 30% stake in Hero Esports, which is a Chinese esports company, in 2023, and they recently hosted the 2025 Esports World Cup. It's unclear what this will mean going forward.
Yeah, they are certainly getting their fingers into a lot of esport pies, it seems. EVO is the largest esports event based around fighting games. So it's kind of like, I don't know, what would you compare it to?
The only thing that you could get a proper analogy for would be some sort of sports event, and you can't be asking me to talk about sports events, so that's not fair.
That's valid. I apologize.
World Cup. That's one.
It is a big event, and quite a lot of studios come together. They like the fighting games will do their announcements around it. So I guess you could probably infer that they're going to be hosting a couple of those over in Saudi Arabia, which is interesting, I have to say. But we'll see how that all unfolds. Moving on, Juno, what's going on with Rayman?
So, Rayman turns 30 this year, and the last game we got featuring him was an NFT game, Captain Laserhawk the Game, which was based off the Netflix animated series Captain Laserhawk, a Blood Dragon remix.
Which was kind of sick, actually.
Was it?
Yeah, it was really fun.
Which Ubisoft didn't promote much. Before that was Rayman Legends in 2013. But in a video posted to the X account, I'm going to attempt this, Loic Gagnon, brand producer, revealed that a very talented team are currently working on the future of Rayman, but, quote, don't expect news from us too soon.
I love the idea of just kind of being like, hey guys, there's going to be some Rayman news. You should get really hyped about it. And they've already revealed that there's going to be like behind the scenes stuff. There's going to be like developer interviews and concept art shared. So what else is coming?
I think they should
The live
reveal that
action.
they're adding an extra semicolon and another subtitle to the name. It's already got 3, and those are rookie numbers.
No, you're right. They need to get onto the level of Nintendo.
Exactly. Featuring Dante from Devil May Cry.
Oh my god, no, I'm imagining like a Rayman-style Dante. And now it's going into a Rayman-style Devil May Cry series. I really don't like this line of thought.
I now want this.
Oh my god, you're on your own. Get out of here. Maylee, do you want to read out about the Windows 11 update?
Sure thing. So, a few Windows users experienced issues with their SSD seemingly after a Windows 11 update. That's a long string of numbers.
You don't have to read that out.
The specific Windows update in question, which will not be named, leading to data corruption and the SSD vanishing. According to reports, the failure would occur for some users when the SSD is already at least 60% full. That's not hard.
No.
And then 50 gigabytes or more is written, which can occur when there's a large game update. Oof.
Yeah.
Microsoft have investigated the reports and have declared that we found no connection between the August 2025 update and the types of hard drive failures reported on social media. They have advised that users contact them through one of their support channels for assistance. I don't know if I believe them.
It's a bit of a coincidence, and I want to trust them that it isn't the update. It's just that this did happen around the same time that the update occurred. So
The math is mathing here.
the math is mathing. 1 plus 1 is
The math
Sometimes
is
it's 2.
allegedly mathing.
math is allegedly
That's so true.
mathing. You're
Math
so
is
right.
alleged.
You're so right.
The real SSD failures are the friends we made along the way.
Time for some news dibbles. This is a real bummer. The Mortal Kombat 2 movie, which features Carl Urban playing the role of Johnny Cage, has been delayed to May 15th, 2026, instead of 24th October this year.
That actually genuinely does make me sad. I really
was
enjoyed the first one.
I was planning a Mortal Kombat watch party where we watch the first movie at home and we go to the cinema to watch the second movie, and we just have I'm not expecting greatness. I'm just expecting a fun time, and sometimes that's enough.
Exactly.
Plus, also the advertising around the movie has been hilarious.
Yeah.
I love that they released a fake trailer for Johnny Cage's fake film.
Yes, that's right.
It's just, and then they're like, oh yeah, actually, there's another movie as well, a real movie, by the way, allegedly a real movie. We won't know for sure until it's actually.
Who knows?
Who knows? They could
Buy
take this away
tickets
from us.
to nothing. Just enter. and
Kano's
that's
back, so I'll be there day one.
And of course, Hollow Knight Silk Song launches at midnight tonight for those listening live. Have fun. Make sure you take stretch breaks. I love you all.
Drink water.
Yes. And now for some upcoming games. Daniel, what's happening on September the 4th, aka today?
So today we've got quite a few launches. We've got Hell is Us, which is launching for PC, Xbox, all of them, the Series and the PS5. We've got Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, The Order of Giants, which is a DLC, also multi-platform release on PC, Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5. We have the Adventure of Samsara coming out on PC. Fling to the Finish, multi-platform launch on PS5, Xbox Series X/S and Nintendo Switch. We've got Jet Runner launching for the PC, and the Moros Protocol launching for PC.
Yep. Busy day. And up September 15th, Juno, what's happening tomorrow?
So, tomorrow we've got Everybody's Golf Hot Shots, which is releasing on PS5. And then we've got Chronos The New Dawn, which is releasing on PC, Xbox, the PS5, and Switch 2.
September 6th will brings us Knights of the Crusades for the PC, and September 8th we got Baby Steps for the PS5 and PC. And mainly, why don't you finish off the upcoming game releases, please?
On September 9th, Bubsy, the perfect collection, is coming to PS5.
I got a sound effect for this.
Oh, gosh. PS5, Xbox Series XS, Switch, and PC. If you're interested in anything else, there's Phaland coming to PC, Firefighting Simulator Ignite coming to PS5, Xbox Series XS, and PC, and Little Problems, a cozy detective game coming to PC.
And of course, on September 10th, we've also got Garfield Kart 2, all you can drift for the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and the PC.
Excellent.
That's it this week in gaming news.
I like it.
Wow. What is old is new again, you know? And now you're about to listen to... Oh, it's an interview. It's an interview time.
Let's play every time we enter a room.
We're like spoiled now for the rest of our lives for conversation.
Alrighty. Juno and Daniel are here to talk to us about a very special board game, Isle of Feathers. I'll just let you both introduce yourselves and introduce the game.
Well, my name is Juno.
And my name is Daniel.
And together we are making Isle of Feathers, which is a...
Well, Isle of Feathers, it's a competitive tile-laying game where you build a little island together out of wooden tiles, then fill it with weird and wonderful birds. But every bird's different, but you're all building in the same space, so you got to jostle for position and outsmart each other to get your birds on the table.
I've seen birds get into scuffles before. They can. So... how did the concept of Isle of Feathers first come out? Like, what was the original idea? What sprung it into your mind?
Well, funnily enough, I think it's been a slow sort of incremental thing. Daniel's grown up around a lot of birds and around a lot of animals.
Yes.
And he's always been very knowledgeable about different birds. Me, not so much, but it's been a wonderful learning process. But I think there was something germinated when you were studying at uni, actually.
Yeah, way back. We started the idea that it could be really nice to make a game about birds, but the specific point where we we can make this. We've got two very good friends. We were living up in Bundaberg doing also... hello, Sam and Phoebe, if you're listening.
Hello, Sam and Phoebe.
We played a game of Wingspan and then played a massive game of Jenga or Tumbling Tower in the pub.
Oh, interesting.
And we sort of went, you know what? Birds make nests. Birds make islands. There's something we could do with this.
Yeah, we took the train up and then we took the train down, and on the train down we were like, what if we just put the two together? Like, what if we just did that?
Went straight to Office Works and started frantically cutting up pieces of paper.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Has Isle of Feathers drifted much from the original idea? I know that games often go through sort of like quite a few iterations, and sometimes you have to let go of a particular idea. But has it changed a lot from that initial ta-da moment?
Would you like to take this one?
Happy to. It's a lot of the mechanics and the way the game presents itself have changed a lot. Because we really wanted a pleasing tactile experience, but the heart of the game stayed quite true to our original thought as it's gone along. It's kind of gotten puzzlier and thinkier than it was initially, which I think has been really nice.
But it's always stayed a tile-laying game about birds. It's always been trying to find spaces for birds on an island that you build collaboratively, and it's always been a thing where what you do may or may not help or hinder the next person.
And because the island changes so often, we wanted to make a game where everyone's focused in on the center of the board. There's no real downtime, and that's something we wanted to focus on as well. So yeah, it's been really cool evolving it.
Yeah, interesting. So I quite like the look of the game. The tiles, they are wooden tiles, and they have a bit of like a satisfying when you put them down. Tiles are not the easiest material to work with. How has that been, like, trying to figure out like what type of materials you wanted, what sort of design did you want for the tiles, and also for the bird tokens and everything? Because I remember seeing this game 2 to 3 years ago, and it was looking a little different.
Yeah, well, I think since day dot, actually, we've been it was very important for our game to have a very good sense of like tactile. Sort of like we wanted the sound of tiles clicking together to be present. We wanted it to be very like people pick up little meeples and then place them onto a board game. That was a very important thing for us. We always knew that we wanted wood. We've gone through maybe certain thoughts. We're like, oh, what if we like make it punch board because it's a bit more affordable and that sort of stuff. But then we always came back to wooden tiles. And when we were doing our manufacturing for like samples and such, Daniel found a great manufacturing sort of factory that made these great wooden tiles for us. But when we were starting to make them just ourselves, Daniel has like a friend of a friend who has a laser cutter in the back of his house.
Nice.
Somewhere out in the middle of Whoop Whoop. And they cut like 100 tiles for us, and then we stuck pieces of paper onto either side, and that was our copy for about 2 years.
But it got us where we needed to go.
And it looked pretty good.
But
the size of the tiles actually has remained the same. We actually kind of we made the size of the tiles. It was very like deliberate. We didn't want them too big because we didn't want them to. Like in my mind, I was like, I don't want them to feel like kids' toys, where they're all purposefully quite big and chunky. But we also didn't want to make them too tiny because they needed to feel satisfying to put down, and they needed to be sturdy enough for you to put a meeple on it. So then the tiles have been consistent. The meeple sizes, they tend to be pretty consistent, anyways. Counters.
They've changed a lot.
Actually.
So laying out the tiles was actually really fun. I talked to different manufacturers, Alibaba, and then Juno and I together, we laid out the schematics, got to learn about color codes and things, which turned out to be really fun because we've never done physical manufacturing before. It was, really
It's a different
interesting.
ball game.
Totally.
It's a whole different board game.
Digital is so much easier.
Can I ask, I'm curious, you spoke about how important it was to get this really nice tactile feel. Are there any board games that I love feeling all the different ways that games feel? Is there a game, weird question, that you really liked the feel of, that you wanted to...
Especially the mouth feel.
Yes, that's really important,
Yep,
especially for the younger audience.
Absolutely. Well, I've got to say, I'm really boring. I still really love the feel of Scrabble. I love the feel of...
No,
I'm with you.
If that's
I'm with you
boring, then call us old boring.
If you're boring, I'm boring with you.
Well, when you hang out around a lot of board game like developers and such, especially someone like me, because I don't really I don't have a whole history with board games, I suppose. I'm still very new to the scene. So I really love a Scrabble game, and other people are like, have you tried something else? Have you tried a Euro game? I'm like, I like Scrabble. But I love the feel of the tiles. I still think it sounds great. I love it when you sort of clack them together and you got this terrible word in front of you.
Dominoes as well.
Yes.
Especially when you have like a wooden table and you're just like...
yes. I've never played it, but I want to play Mahjong for purely to experience the washing of the tiles, I think it's called. I really want to. I've heard apparently that just goes hard.
Early on, we actually started looking to see if we could make our tiles out of ceramics, similar actually to reference another Brisbane game, Bloodstones, talking about dominoes, uses domino pieces to make a area control game. Very satisfying, clicky clacky.
That works well. That works well. So let's rewind real quick. Run us through real quick of what a typical round of the game looks like. It is a tile building game about it's a love letter to strange birds. So what does a love letter look like?
Well, you're all building a little island out of wooden tiles that you stack and then placing trees and things, but all of you have a hand of cards of birds, and you want to build a habitat, a layout of tiles that matches the bird. So you add tiles and place birds and put meeples on them to claim them.
So in terms of what a typical game looks like, so you'll have anywhere from 2 to 4 players. We do have a solo mode as well, which is great, but the game always is slightly different. But for a normal game, which is like a group of you guys, you'll each have a hand of cards. You'll have 4 cards unless you are the person starting the game, and you'll have 5. So you basically get to do 2 main actions. And the actions include placing a bird, or you can build the island, which you can do by placing a tile, or we call them like a vegetation token, so like a tree. Or you can discard a card. and discarding a card lets you activate its ability. Every single bird card has a unique bird, but also a unique ability. And the abilities are basically things that they let you do things in the game that you usually wouldn't be able to do according to the rules.
You can like pick up a tree someone's planted and move it somewhere else, or go shoo and push someone's bird away.
Yeah. So funny.
And then, so basically, once you do your 2 actions, you should still have a hand of 5 cards. So if you've placed a bird, you should pick up another bird from what we call the flight path. And then you pick a card. Usually it's the card that you just hate the most or think is just unachievable in your lifetime. And then you pass it face down to the next player, and then they get to go.
So there's always a new card in circulation. So
I like
you
that.
build 2 things and then, pass a card. And the game goes really quickly.
So over the course of the game, the island will change, it will develop. You'll see, usually it's meant to be 1 bird per tile, but if you have an ability called Bird Mates, then you can stack however many birds you want on a tile. We were playing a game on the weekend at Go Play, which was a really great festival we attended at the Edge. It was awesome. It was so great. Next year, everyone should check it out.
Yes.
But some absolute mad lads did a tower of, I think they were aiming for 12. I think we got to about 9 to 11 until it kept tipping over too much.
That's respectable. I don't think I could stack that many. Like,
It was an
neither did
undertaking.
I. Hey, I didn't think it was possible, but there they go. And so
But they really followed what you were saying about bird Jenga. They were trying to build that.
they took it literally.
Perhaps they saw a bit more into it than we did. But so the island can look quite crazy. And then whoever sort of, finishes, how did that game work? Whoever finishes the last sand tile, everyone else gets their last go, and then the game ends.
So every time you play, you start from a tiny little sandbar in the middle of the ocean, and you end up with a full island that looks completely different each time. And because you stack the tiles, it's got cliffs and valleys and trees. So different island each time.
Nice. Juno, this is a question more specifically for... Well, this is a question specifically for you.
Me.
This Isle of Feathers is your first foray into games development, games design in general. How has that experience been like for you?
It's been very interesting, which is such a... It's very interesting. I mean, first of all, it's been great because the whole time I've been with Daniel, who is my best friend, my husband, and we've worked together for ages. I mean, back in uni, he was helping me hand in assignments, so we work really well together, and I really enjoy it. It's a very rewarding experience for me in that way. And I will say the board game community here in Brisbane has been so wonderful. Everyone we've met has just been so generous with their time, with their advice, with, even like the very first thing we attended, just bringing our little demo in, people came up to us and went, hey, would you like us to play test it for you? Would you like some advice? Like, if you ever want a hand, please reach out at XYZ, which is just so nice. It was so wonderful. And thanks to these guys, we've managed to get to where we are, honestly. But making a board game is really weird, hey? Like, it's just...
it's new for the both of you.
It's new,
absolutely.
Daniel's coming from video games, which is a whole other beast. And I think even when we were starting to make a board game, we kind of went like, oh, maybe we can apply a few of the same things. And then to be quickly told, you can't do that.
They couldn't be more different.
The rules you knew about, forget about them. They don't mean anything here.
Yeah.
And you think that it should. Like,
all games are games, right?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
But it's been really, really strange in good ways, but also in challenging ways as well. Trying to... like the process of like getting across manufacturing in and of itself has been really like, I mean, for me, I struggle to speak and read English on the best of days, and then when we were getting quotes for things, they send you full spreadsheets of like unit cost and all this sort of stuff, which on one hand like absolutely makes sense, but I think when we're trying to make a game and we're looking over these sheets like, is this good? Is this bad?
It's like, I thought that certification for video games was complicated, but manufacturing logistics is like magnitudes again. It's kind of fun though, in a scary way.
Fun. And like I said, we're surrounded by lots of people who have been who are generous with their time and their knowledge, which is great. But there have certainly been moments where we're like, what are we doing?
Has there been like a particular challenge like a specific challenge that you managed to sort of overcome?
Do you want to go first?
I mean, it's a strange thing to say, but there's a huge gap between a prototype that's made out of paper and office works and things you can find and an actual game that can be manufactured. And it's such a hard delineation between the two, much larger difference than I was used to in the video game world, where you can release a prototype. The difference between something that can be released and a full commercial product is much vaguer, which is awesome. Board games don't have that luxury. It's been a real challenge working out how to get to that next step. Yeah.
I see that. I think a challenge. I don't know if it's like a real challenge, but it is I've seen it secondhand from video games where people are very familiar with the end product, but when it comes to making a video game, they're not very familiar with the skill, the labor, the sheer amount of time that goes into it. And board games has a similar thing where I remember sort of saying to management at work when I would ask for a day off, and it's like, oh, what are you doing? It's like, oh, I've got a side project. My partner and I are making a board game. And they're like, how, what? It's like, so do you cut out shapes? Do you?
It sounds, because it's like, when people think video games, it's like, oh yeah, programming, level design.
Yeah, there's a bit more familiarity with it now.
Yeah, but and then I feel like maybe people's impressions of board game creation is almost fun arts and craft, but you still have that troubleshooting, you still have that what is not working here and why isn't it working?
Yeah.
What is stopping this from working?
Design in and of itself is work, and even the arts and craft stuff is legitimate work. Yeah. But there's also one of many things that people who board game developers do. There's like we touched on before, manufacturing is a whole thing, logistics, shipping is insane, getting publishers if you want to be published. How do you reach out to publishers, or what do you do if they reach out to you? Trying to negotiate contracts with them, trying to get people play testing your games, trying to it's a whole
it's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of different elements that go into it, and a lot of, at least the board game people we know here, they don't really get a lot of credit for it, I think. But
do you feel it's worth it?
Oh my God, hands down.
Yeah.
It's so rewarding. That's going to be the answer, but I just wanted to make sure.
It's so rewarding.
I think, all right, we got time for one more question. What is so with sharing the game, getting play testers and all that kind of stuff, what's been a particularly memorable moment? Has it been just a really weird, wacky...
So Juno mentioned using the BirdMates tokens to stack birds in one place. You can use burrow tiles to lower tiles. We've had players decide to cut the island in half. They banded together to go and create a chasm and split the whole thing in half. Was it strategically useful? No, but it was fun.
It was weird. It was everyone, I don't know, it's when you gut a wall or something and then you look at it and you go, oh, was it worth it? We all went silent and we went, that's not right. It's meant to be one island, and then we just went, what do we do with this now?
It's New Zealand, I guess.
Yeah. Just the moment said, can we cut the island in half? It's we thought about it, and it's technically, yes. Go for it. Let's find out.
You will feel weird about doing it, and you're going to feel bad.
I think you should incorporate that as a mechanic. If the island gets cut in half, no more island. Actually, it's now there's a time limit. And the island is sinking into the water. What do I know? I don't design board games. That's you two.
Feathers apocalypse.
Alrighty. So where can people keep up to date with Isle of Feathers, the Kickstarter, and with any future projects?
So our Kickstarter pre-launch page is live now, and the game is launching on the 28th of September. You can follow us on Instagram at Isle of Feathers Game, or at Blue Sky at Magpie Buisness, and if you type in Isle of Feathers, a love letter to strange birds into Kickstarter, it will show up.
There you go.
Also, launch party?
Yeah.
Also,
there's a launch party as well.
Yeah, we're doing a party.
So to commemorate the launching of our Kickstarter, everyone is welcome to come on down to Lost Souls at Netherworld. We've got a slot booked very kindly for us by the folks down there at Netherworld, 4 to 7 p.m. Come on in, free entry.
On Sunday the 28th?
Birds. Yeah.
28th. Yeah. If you're not there, I guess you're not a bird of a feather.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, you two. That means it is now the end of the interview.
Thank you so much for having us.
First Isle of
You're listening to Zed Games at 4ZZZ.
You're listening to Zed Games on 4ZZZ.
Oi mate, you're listening to Zed Games at 4ZZZ.
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 Got a bit carried away.
You're listening to Zed Games. My name is Zara, and with me in the studio this episode is Maylee, Juno, and Daniel.
Hello.
Oh, I'm having a great time so far. How are you all doing?
Splendidly.
Fabulous. And you know what? The fun's not over because we got another review. We got a review. Review.
Talking about islands. Talking about islands? No, it's different islands. Birds on islands. Buildings on islands.
Let's go. Take it away, Maylee.
So, earlier this year, I reviewed city builder puzzle game Islanders. And not long after that, very soon after that, the sequel, Islanders New Shores, released. Despite how much I liked the first game, and I did, it took up a lot of time. Even after the review, I kept playing it.
Yes.
It took me a few months to pick up the successor because Islanders New Shores promised to add more complexity to what was marketed as, and what I enjoyed as, a simple city builder game. I was worried it would be too much or it would be too different and I wouldn't enjoy it. But I have now picked it up and I can thankfully say that's not the case.
Oh, yay.
But you might not have heard that review. We're not here to talk about that. That's old news. This is
now, the present.
So I want to talk about Islanders New Shores. It is a simplistic city builder with calm music, simple, low poly, muted graphics, and only one resource to worry about: points. You earn points by placing buildings in the right spot, and there are lots of different types of buildings to place. Each of them has a unique set of positive or negative criteria for where they want to be placed. For example, the more trees around a lumberjack's lodge, the more points you'll earn from it. But if you put that lodge too close to a park, you'll get a penalty.
Oh.
On the other hand, manors gain extra points if they're next to a park because the rich people like to walk around parks.
This is reminding me of Monopoly.
But it is, how dare you? How dare you?
Slander it like that again.
Sorry, I'll retract that statement.
But they also lose points if they're too close to, like, the docks, because that's where the poor people.
Right.
Yeah.
Boo.
It's a big juggling act. So collecting the points fills up your island. You lose space as you fill it up and as you progress, so you have to be more and more strategic. Collecting points progresses 2 circles, one in your bottom left, that when you fill it, you receive a choice between 2 new building packs. They have all sorts of things, houses, parks, industry things, marketplaces, temples, all sorts. Fail to complete that circle in the bottom left corner before you run out of the buildings you currently have and your game ends. Oh. That's it. Donezo.
Oh.
No going back. It is done. It's brutal. You need to pay really close attention. You can be at 10,998.
Listeners, Maylee is maintaining the most intense eye contact as she's telling us something.
I'm reliving some disappointing ends to my runs. It also takes a bit longer to fill up this circle every time you do it, which creates ramping pressure as you build on the island. Mm-hmm. There's also a much slower to progress circle on the bottom right, and when you fill this circle, you can go to a new island. So it doesn't increasingly get more difficult forever. Okay. There is new
There
times.
is an end.
You don't have to leave straight away, though. If you're after big points and a spot on the online leaderboard, which is very competitive, you'll probably want to milk as many points out of each island as you can. But if you're just playing against yourself, head to the next island to reset both scoring circles. There are several different types of islands in this game. There's even more, like, different biomes. They each have different aesthetics, but also mechanical challenges. So one that I really liked aesthetically was the Volcano Island, because it takes the usually muted colors of the game and like ramps them up. It has darkly coloured land and water broken up by rivers of vibrant, glowing orange lava. It can be challenging because it doesn't have much space for plant life, and buildings must be built around the really rocky and uneven landscape. So some of the islands are more difficult, and it's just unfortunate if you get on one of those. But also with the right buildings in your hand, any of them can be played well. Whenever you progress to a new map, you also choose a rare building to start with. You don't have to place it right away, but it's really powerful. They have huge point potential, but can come with some complex conditions. Some of them even carry on through multiple maps, so you have to really, you pick, the first one, I want the aviary, but then you're stuck with the aviary 5 islands down. It can be frustrating. They require foresight, planning, and a healthy dose of luck. It's also one of the big changes from the original game, because the original game didn't have these specific rare buildings, and it does a great job of adding complexity and strategy, but still in a simple way, not overcomplicating the thing. Another big change from the previous title is the brand new boon mechanic, where you can unlock perks that allow you to unlock rare buildings, change an island's natural feature, or trigger a chain reaction of points. There are also new buildings that bring new point mechanics, but several of the old buildings have also had a complete overhaul on how they score points. So if you've mastered the original game, that doesn't mean there's nothing new here. There's a lot of new systems to learn. It's really exciting, but it also might be frustrating if you're like me, because I just had to relearn. I got good at it over playing it for a long time, and then I wasn't good at it again. There's also a sandbox mode for people who really like to be creative with it. I didn't spend much time in this mode, but I was impressed with what I did see. You can freely place buildings without worrying about the points, and you can generate islands and change the features of the landscape. And there's even a photo mode. So finally, they still keep a very similar art style, but they gave it several improvements that get things looking really dynamic and beautiful. There's more detail, but not too much detail to go away from the low poly. There's also a day-night cycle where your buildings light up in the dark island. It's really pretty, and I like it every time. And there's weather like waves, wind, rain, and snow to keep things interesting. I think I was scared that it would get overly complex. It doesn't. It does a really good job of keeping the balance. If you like city building games, if you like those puzzle strategy games, but you just want one that feels like a little bit of a nap, not in a not challenging way, just a cozy way, then I really recommend Islanders New Shores. And if you played the original, don't be scared. There is more here. Very exciting, and I'm impressed with what they've done.
There is also a demo on Steam, so if you're not too sure, give it a try.
Yeah, check out the demo. Also, it's not an expensive game. I think it's like $12, less than $12 AUD.
$14.50 normally. It's on sale right now.
Yeah,
20% off. Not bad.
Go get it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that review of Islanders New Shores. Islands. Isles.
We're in an island mood tonight.
We are in an island mood tonight. However, I do have to say we're actually out of time.
No.
I know, but it's all right. We'll be back next week. One more time for the listeners at home, where can they keep up to date with Isle of Feathers?
Well, you can check us out on Instagram at Isle of Feathers Game.
Or on Blue Sky at Magpie Buisness. Or you can check us out on Kickstarter if you type in Isle of Feathers, a love letter to strange birds. And you can check it out in person at Netherworld on the 28th of September.
Just come on in, guys.
It's an open door.
Yeah.
It's an open door.
All right.
So many birds.
Thank you so much, Juno and Daniel. It's been a delight.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for your review, Maylee.
Of course.
And thank you all listeners for tuning in. We'll find us next week.
Thanks for listening to Zed Games.
If you'd like to listen to more, you can find us on the Community Radio Plus app,
Or find us on socials at ZED Games AU.
See you next time.